Alright guys, check it out. I wanted to do a somewhat of a how-to video. I'm treating this tank for ick because I noticed the black convex cichlid right there. She was rubbing on the piece of driftwood, so I'm trying to catch it early. I mean, rubbing on decorations or items in the tank can be signs of a couple issues or illnesses with the fish. I mean, I got some ick medication, so I figured, hey, why not? Let's see, I mean, it can do more good than harm. You can tell there's a hint of blue in the aquarium. That's because there's dye in the medication. Now when you're treating for ick, the stuff that I'm using is, let's see, I think it's like Kordon, I don't know, Kordon Ick Plus. This stuff works really well. I've used it in the past. The one downside to using it is you gotta change 30% of the water like every day, and the reason you do that is there's 3 stages to the ick life cycle, I guess you can say. Obviously the eggs, and then when those hatch, it turns into a free-floating stage, and then the last stage is obviously when it's attached to your fish and causing them to itch and rub on things. So when you're treating your water, you're obviously treating, the free-floating stage. I'm not too sure if it actually treats what's on the fish. I believe it does. So obviously they get better from the treatment. And then obviously when those eggs hatch, then that's when the medication is going to start working on them. And then another thing is when you're doing your water change, if you siphon near the gravel, as you usually do with any water change, you're generally siphoning up detritus and fish waste. So if you do siphon below or lower on the tank, you're also picking up some of those eggs. And after treating for about a week, that's when you're pretty much going to stop the spread of ick, and it's going to clean up pretty well. You can see these guys are eating. Let me see if I can drop some food in there while you guys are watching. Do this with one hand. Should be able to do it. I just fed them a little bit. I haven't fed them all day today, so I'm sure they're hungry. Let's see if I can get this fucking thing open with one hand. There we go. They are eating, which is a good sign. If your fish aren't going to eat, that's a bad sign, and I mean, there's some more shit you'd want to worry about if they're not eating. I actually had a guy on FishTankTV.com ask me about why his fish were so shy. He had some cichlids, I believe he was talking about, which my blood parrot was the same way. But once they associate you with food, they're pretty relaxed. So, but you can see they're eating. They're not too bad. If you got any questions as far as treating ick, feel free to ask me, and I can tell you about my experiences that I've had treating. Maybe you can learn from that, or maybe I can learn from you. Who knows? But thanks for watching, guys.